Guys, what's going on? It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 7 o'clock right here in the Midwest in Minnesota. I'm on a lake in Minnesota. Believe it or not, that's not me flexing. I sold the house in Florida, and we haven't closed on the house in Minnesota yet. So I'm at an Airbnb post Labor Day on a lake, and come to find out there's no Wi-Fi in the Airbnb. You just take some things for granted in life. And so I have to sit out here at the picnic table next to the office, and they have a public Wi-Fi. Thank God, that's fast enough to pull this off. So tonight we got KG on the show from Bomb Projects. You guys already know what I'm talking about. You know who he is. So stick around. We're going to get into kind of what he sees in the market, his business model, and the high end of snakes. I mean, KG's dealing in some serious stuff. I want to know how it's done. I want to learn how it's done. Plus, I had a great time with KG in Daytona, and I couldn't wait to get him on the show. So stick around. KG will be on in just a couple minutes. A couple announcements. I've had my Midwest cities and towns all mixed up. I've been telling you I'll be in Des Moines on September 24th at the Show Me Snake Show. That's a lie. I'll be in Davenport, Iowa. That's a different Iowa Show Me show. Davenport, Iowa, September 24th. I will be vending at the Show Me Snake Show. That's a one-day show. Come out. Don't miss it. Huge. Like, I use the word huge and massive all the time, but like literally huge, literally massive thanks to Taylor and Danny at Chakra Scales. I literally don't know what I would be doing right now with all of my snakes if they hadn't been kind enough to open their home to putting up my animals. They've let me stay over there and really giving them great care as well. Because as you guys know, that's nearly a daily project to keep animals healthy. And they now have all of them. They've had my breeders and holdbacks for about a month, but now they have my show stock, my hatchlings. We hatched some eggs there the other day. We hatched some twins there the other day. Check out the Instagram if you didn't see that. So huge thanks to Chakra Scales. That's Danny and Taylor, and I'm just hugely grateful for them. I'll be at Tinley a month and 2 days, October 7th. That's only a month away. Looking forward to going to Tinley and seeing it. I'll tell you, I'm optimistic. There's chatter behind the scenes. I may just be able to vend this show yet. We will see. We will see. One way or another, come hang out. I know Chris at B and S Reptilia will be there. He and I have been kind of working an angle. I don't know if that will come true or not. I got a neat message today, though, so stick around, stay tuned. But I will be there either way. Come hang out. I hope to see you all. Those of y'all that I haven't met from the Midwest, come hang out in Tinley. I'll see you there. Friday night, I've never been to such a thing, but I figure out I got to learn the people in the neighborhood and introduce myself to the local market. I'm going to go hang out with the Minnesota Herpetological Society. They do a monthly meeting one Friday night a month up at the University of Minnesota. So I'm going to go see them Friday night, introduce myself to the local reptile crew. Pretty cool that still exists. I don't know that we had one in Jacksonville. I don't know that we have one in Florida. I know that there's like unofficial groups, but this is a well-organized herpetological society. Pretty excited for that. I heard a really good YouTube business discussion this week, passed on by Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons, and it was just a good business talk. But it was really kind of a back to basics and what are you going to focus on kind of thing. And I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't give a little promotion to guys. Email me. You could be on the email list, and that's the first place that I post all my new animals that are available. It's hatchling season, so I got a bunch of cool stuff coming up and things that are hatched and getting fed right now that'll be available shortly. Doesn't cost you anything. I send you one email a month. I don't spam you. I don't sell your information. properroyals@gmail.com. Send me an email on that. There's a Patreon group too. If you think I could be a help to you a little more hands-on than I am in the show here, the top 2 tiers just build store credit. So in the long run, if you think you're going to buy something from me, you may as well join the community and get whatever hands-on help you think that I can offer to you. That's there. And then Thursday morning, the second show that I do, the morning show, Proper Cup of Joe, with my good buddy Joe Arner. Knows nothing about snakes, but he's learning snake guy, non-snake guy, and how we navigate the world together. So check those things out, and all those links are down below in the link tree. And so KG, Bomb Projects. You guys see him. You guys know him. That's probably why you're tuning in tonight. You've heard me run my yapper for a couple of years now. So you probably came for KG tonight. Always insightful. Always, what a great fitting name. Bomb Projects, like setting the standard in his projects. From a personal standpoint, I got to hang out in Daytona longer than I thought I would with KG. Circumstances and timing and luck and all that put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. And I don't know, maybe it's weird to talk about somebody in the third person when you know they're listening. I really enjoyed how genuinely KG listens, ponders what you're saying, truly hears it. Like, how many conversations are you in where you feel like the other person's just waiting for you to finish so they can speak, or vice versa? We're all guilty of this stuff, right? I was just amazed at how engaged and intent KG was in the conversation. Really, really cool. So I'm really glad to have him on the show tonight. Please welcome for the first time to the Proper Royals stage from LA, the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and Bomb Projects, KG. KG, what's going on, man?
Hey. What's
Thank
happening?
you so much for being here. I'm trying to make do out here. It's hot. I'm outside.
I appreciate it, man.
Got no Wi-Fi.
Hey, I got to give you your flowers first off, man. When I first started, we started pretty much around the same time, and like I always tell you, man, you had a segment that I always tuned into. I enjoyed. Was best ball python, or I always screw up the name, but
I called it the coolest ball python in the world.
Yeah. That was my shit. I used to look forward to that all the time because you would do all the hard work of finding it.
I did. I love that segment. I mean, and I know you've heard the story, but I'll tell it again. It's funny. So, guys, what KG's talking about, if you go back on my videos, and thank you, by the way, KG, that's kind of you, man.
I got to give you flowers, man.
If you guys go back on my videos, I had a series I maybe did 8 or 10 of them called the coolest ball python in the world. And I would do it once a month. So I did about a year, and I would spend each month trying to find the coolest ball python in the world I could. So I would scour Morph Market, or I would go to shows and I would see a cool ball python. And at the same time, I was the old dude in the room, and everybody was like, you got to be on Instagram. And I'm like, I don't want to be on Instagram. I'm focusing on YouTube. That's what I'm going to learn. I'm going to focus on YouTube and stay focused. That's what I'm going to learn. And so I would find these ball pythons, and I'd reach out to the breeder. I'd try and get them to participate. I'd have them talk about it. If they'd come on the episode, I'd have them. Like George MD came on one time. And then one day I got Instagram because I was supposed to, and was the right thing to do. And every picture was the coolest ball python in the world.
Yeah. Nah, but what's funny is I give you props because you showed the very first quad visual in that series.
From the Florida reptile ranch.
It was, I think it was like caramel, albino, hypo, clown pied or something.
It was something
crazy like that. Yeah.
It was a ridiculously orange clown pie. Yeah. So if it was a hypo ultra male or a caramel, Yeah,
it was nuts.
Yeah, and I remember they were like, "No, I'm really busy." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And that was the hard part because you put all the work in, and then either somebody would be like, "Don't use my pictures," and you're starting out, you don't want to do the wrong thing.
You don't want to piss anybody off.
Right. Now I'd be like, "Hey, you post on social media. I'm just gonna give you credit and repost it." But at the time, I wanted to, not piss people off. So thank you for that. But it's cool. You never know when you reach people, because when you're just slapping stuff on YouTube and slapping stuff up on Instagram, you put it there, but you don't really know how that's going to come around, And so that was really,
it's
really
funny
cool.
too, right? You think when you were doing that series and everybody else who does YouTube and Instagram, you think of all the people that it reached versus the people who subscribe.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't understand. If I watch a video on YouTube, say it's just in the queue, something they recommended, and I click on it. First thing I do is like it. Even if I didn't like the content, it's just a habit. Like, I got to give people, you know, like, that's what we're here for. And if I enjoyed the video, then I subscribe. I might have hit my max in subscriptions because I subscribe to everything and everybody. So,
well, you guys hear that? That's how you support the community. And I've been told I could be better about like self-promotion, but I don't say it enough, but it does help. It helps the algorithm. And as much as I hate living and dying by the algorithm, that's what we're doing. That's what the hard work's for.
But you old school like me. So, you know, it's almost, if I had a YouTube, I'd be the same way. You know, I wouldn't be like impressing, hey, stop, pause now and hit subscribe. It's just, you know, if you enjoy it, I would hope that you would.
I do. Yeah, I agree with you. And I've always gone back to, I'd rather have your hearts than your click. If I don't have your heart, then I got to work harder. I got to get you come back again and click on it next time. You know what I mean? So
that's it.
Because at the end of the day, like, I think everybody knows there's really not much money to be made in clicks. Like, there's a couple guys, like if you got 2 million, you know, Snake Discovery's doing it. Wickens
Snake Discovery, maybe Miguel. I mean, you gotta reach a lot of people, man, to really add up to, you know, anything worth something.
So otherwise, the only monetization or payback is selling goods, or thankfully the sponsors, but convincing the sponsors, hey, we're reaching people that are truly engaged and truly a part of a community, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of community, man, you're everywhere. I see on The Usual Suspects. I know you got your gig with Jaffe. Talk a little bit about the place you try and put yourself out there.
You know, the Jaffe thing was just an organic startup. One day, you know, me and Jaffe would chop it up all the time, just talking on the phone. And I was in here cleaning snakes one day, and I said, Jaffe, let's go live. He said he was cleaning snakes. And he's like, I don't want to go live for what? I don't have nothing to talk about. You know, he's kind of a reserved guy. You know, he's kind of shy, non-confrontational.
He's a humble dude, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
he's been on the show, man. He's a good guy.
Don't worry about it. Like, let's just go live, and, you know, we can invite people into live. Oh, you can do that? I was like, yeah, you know, my son or daughter showed me that. Like, you know, they can request to join. I was like, you know, we just tell people, come on in, show off some snakes. If they want to sell something on there, we'll do it, whatever. And it just snowballed from there.
One night, is it Thursdays that you do it? Am I right? Wednesday nights.
Yeah, Wednesday night, 7 Eastern.
Okay, 7 Eastern.
Yeah.
And now you're out in LA, man. That's what part of LA you in?
We're in Pasadena.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
probably I'd say 7 miles north of downtown LA.
Yeah, that's probably my second favorite town. I love Montreal, but LA I love. But I can't be there more than 3 days because I don't sleep. On the third day, you're legally insane.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get out of there.
There's a lot to do and crazy traffic. Yes, it's crazy. It's nuts.
I love it. Let me say thanks here real quick. Thank you all so much to Will and Audra. That's Flawless Exotic Creations.
Those are my people, man. Will and Audra for sure.
Talk about going big and going hard, man. Holy cow.
Those some solid guys, man.
They are.
And talk to them, man. They came in swinging for the fences.
Big time. Yeah, don't stand in their way, man.
Hey, that was my dad used to say, if you're going to be a monkey, be a gorilla. Don't come in no little chimpanzee. Be a silverback.
Did you say, now I don't, and I should know you better, KG, but you know, like there's only so much media we can all take in. So forgive me. Did you say you and I got started about the same time? You only been at this, what, 3-4 years now? Yeah,
this is our 3rd season producing clutches, 4 years, you know, having snakes. And I don't really consider 4 because, you know, I got the first snake in October 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
So I count 2020 really as the start.
Yeah. I count kind of November 2020. Same thing. I got some snakes earlier in the year, but really, that 2020. So
you had the balls to jump out there on the limb though and start a YouTube. I was just playing the backfield.
Yeah, but you got the snakes to prove it now. I just got, you know, I got this nifty little show, you know. So we're both.
You know what I tell people all the time. There's only one thing that separates me from your collection, and that's just a little bit of money. That's it. If I gave you a stack of money you'd have a crazy collection too. You know what I mean? We both had a passion. That's what we share. You know, it's about the passion.
Have that.
Yeah,
we do have that. And thanks for acknowledging that. But there's also a business sense there that I'm more comfortable going the way that I've gone.
Right.
And that comes down to risk tolerance for me and life experiences. And so talk a little bit about yours. What was your kind of outlook? I mean, you clearly decided, boom, I'm going to go.
Well, I can't take all the credit. You know, it was more D, really.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, if we're going to do it, let's go. And, you know, at first she was reluctant. The first snake, she was scared, you know, what's that? You know, and then once she got comfortable with the snake, and I was telling her, hey, listen, man, there's people selling snakes for $50,000. Nah, there's no way. Are you kidding? She likes to play the stock market.
Okay.
So she did a little research. I showed her morph market, and that was the worst thing or the best thing I ever did. Because it went crazy after that. Just, you know, there was the FedEx hub was like, they had me on text. Like, hey,
they knew who you were, right?
Another box here. Another box.
Get over here.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we kind of, I think we started we went like most people, you know, didn't really know what direction. We just buying snakes, buying what we thought was pretty or whatever.
Right.
And, you know, now we're kind of, you know, regretting that, you know, refining the collection, you know, trying to pick a actual direction that we're going. So
I feel like that's a process. And I feel like that takes about 2.5, 3 years to figure out.
Oh,
I mean,
without a doubt.
There's a few people that have either had really, really great mentors or just listened to the rest of us and done it right. But that discipline and insight, it takes 2-3 years to figure out. I think maybe I'm just saying that because I'm there.
I always give props to my boy Mike from Insane Clown.
Oh, okay,
He's probably the only one who actually did it right. And I mean, he did.
In what ways?
Well, the very first snake he ever bought was a Desert Ghost Clown.
Okay, yeah.
But he came from, you know, his background. He used to breed high-end dogs. He used to breed, you know, high-end saltwater fish. So he just transferred what he knew from that over to, you know, snakes. Like, let me do the research, what's selling for the most and all that. And, you know, he went all in. That's
kind of Will and Audra's model as well. They'd had the experience with the geckos. And when they were on my show, we talked about that, of saying, like, I wouldn't recommend dropping that kind of cash to anybody unless you've already done it before. If you've done it before, then you know what you're in for.
Exactly.
So it's a little different situation on that.
Sure.
You talked about the stock market and D. Okay, so through the eyes of somebody dealing in stocks, what's the feeling right now with the market the way it is? I mean, I saw there is no dealing right now.
2020 was crazy. I mean, you could literally day trade and make a shit ton of money. And now you're just Fortune 500 stuff. It's sit and hold, you know, just it's not no quick flips. There's no Bitcoin. That, you know, that whole craze is gone.
It is. And I think people, there was some people, good friends and just people that see things through different eyes than I do, but they were like, what's this Bitcoin you were talking about as part of the boom? I'm like, people had $50,000 overnight that they never had before. They didn't care that it was $20,000.
I tell the story all the time. So prior to doing snakes, I used to be a cosmetologist for 25 years. So I had a shop. Yeah. One of my clients told me to get Bitcoin, and I want to say this was 2008, maybe 7, somewhere around in there.
Okay.
He was in school at UCLA, and he's like, hey, you should get some Bitcoin. I said, what is it? He's like, it's like currency. You can use it on the dark web. I said, well, where the hell is the dark web? Like, I buy it, but what can I actually purchase with this stuff? You know, he didn't really sell me on it. And at the time, it was a nickel.
Oof.
I could have, you know, I trick off $100 easy, just golf.
Right.
I gave him $100 and just sat on it. But I was like, nah, when he said dark web, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. You know, I like things that are tangible. I want to be able to touch it.
Right. but I think it takes a curiosity and a willing. I mean, you showed the curiosity on snakes and a willingness to jump in on snakes. Yeah, there was a time. Now I never went massive on it because I kind of hedge my bets and I got a little aversion to risk. But I think I put in 1,500 or so between Ethereum and Bitcoin. And this
you did well.
Well, I mean, 2 years ago, I mean, you talk about day trading. I was just sitting on my phone. I'm like,
yeah,
there's the dip, gonna buy. There's the pip,
Ethereum,
sell it.
Man. That was another one, man. Jeez.
Well, and I still think there's a future in those. I mean, the idea, this is a little bit off track, but the idea that we need to go downtown to register deeds and have a person put an ink stamp on a piece of paper that they're going to stick in a file cabinet. Of course, it's better to have a digital ledger that everybody has access to with an infinite number of records that can be kept. Of course, it's better. We're just not ready there yet. That will come around, and of course, the NFT scams ruined everything. But you know, that currency will come around. I remember
that was another thing that I admire you for. When you created your own NFTs, that was dope.
They're still out there. I only ever sold one, but it's out there, man. And to this day, maybe I'll meet him at Tinley. To this day, I don't know if it was him. The user handle that bought it, their handle is Will Banks. Now tell me that's
is it really?
Yeah, I don't know that it was him. I've never met him, but the
Will Banks.
I'm saying he was he was the first person I saw that was accepting. I'm sure there were other people that were, but who advertised on their website. Yo, he put the big Bitcoin logo. He was like, "I'll give you a discount if you pay in Bitcoin."
Hell yeah!
So maybe I'll see him at Tinley, and if I see him, I got to ask him. But yeah, I never seen one.
You'll be at Tinley too, so yeah. I was gonna say next time I see him, I'm definitely gonna ask him. I didn't know that.
I almost don't want to know, because if he says it wasn't him, then all this time I've been thinking that he was the one.
No, always pitch it as it was him.
Hey,
Will Banks, you guys missed the train, man.
That's all I know,
Will
man.
Banks,
I didn't say which Will Banks. I just said Will Banks. Yeah. So, but I like things that there was nothing to lose. I think it cost me $100 to post those NFTs, and I did attach value to them. You know, meet and greets and discounts and first access to snakes.
Yeah.
I've never heard from whoever bought it, but they're going to cash in one day on something or nothing, or who knows, you know.
Hell yeah. So
you talked about buy and hold, and that was a really quick thing, but talk a little bit more about that philosophy and that strategy. So I mean, buy and hold indicates that you think the market will come around, that there is upside.
Well, I mean, that's when I say buy and hold, I'm thinking, you know, Fortune 500 stuff.
Yeah. Like index funds.
No, I mean, when you think Fortune 500, you're thinking Disney, you know, AT&T, NBC, big stuff.
So reliable blue chips. But I'm saying, as far as snakes go, we're not the current stock market.
Right. Okay.
Snake market.
Well, shit. I mean, this market is so funny, you know, so fickle. You think, I'm gonna go bullish on this, and next thing you know, it's something else. You know, I think we're all. Huh?
Yeah, it takes so long. I mean, it's a 2 to 3 year payoff. And I mean, just think about 3 years ago. It's funny,
but that's what I'm saying. You got to try to predict the future if you're buying babies, right?
Yeah.
Because me and Dee were talking about it. We cut a clutch yesterday on the live, and the two snakes, you know, the sire and the dam, were the first two snakes that we spent multiple thousands of dollars on.
Oh, really? Okay.
$4,000 on each snake, but we didn't know. One of them's a super pastel, one's a firefly. Well, that wave's gone. Right? Double head DG clowns. So yeah, we hit a DG clown out of there, but it has super pastel. What is it worth? 3,500 now. Now, 2 years ago, if we bought breeder snakes and bred them and produced it, we probably could have got 12, 20 grand or something, you know. But it's hard. Does it make sense to buy hatchlings? I mean, should we all just be trying to buy breeders that we can make quick moves on? No,
or relatively quick moves.
I always, you know, if somebody asks my opinion, in just my opinion, I mean, I'm nobody in this game of ball pythons, but in my opinion, I always tell people your most expensive snake should be a male.
Okay, expand.
period. It just doesn't make sense why would you spend 20 grand on a female, right? Let's say we did that. Let's say you have 30 grand to spend. You're going to buy 2 bangers and you're going to produce. These are the snakes you're going with, right? So you buy a $20,000 female, maybe, a couple $1,000s in heads. And then you buy a triple head male, right? Because you think, okay, I'm going to breed. When she gets to size, I'm going to breed this male and make visuals. Okay, so you fed this snake 2 years, 2.5 years go by. She gets to 1,500 grams. You start pairing her. She reabsorbs.
Yeah.
Now your clock resets. Now another year. So you're on your 4th year now. You breed her again. She produces 10 eggs. You candle them. They're all slugs. Now we're on the 5th year. So this $20,000 snake. Now
at that point, we've quit. We're done. We're out at that point.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's the gamble you take. Versus if you spent 20 grand on a male, that 20 grand, you got a minimum double visual het something. So now I can use this male and breed them to 10 females every year. Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to recoup the money if you got a banger male.
I would agree, and I get that
now
argument.
You do need females. Make no mistake, you do. Don't. I'm not saying go spend 20 grand, get a male and a bunch of normals. You do need females to support that. But
sure,
if you bought double het or triple het females and raised them up, you have 20 of those and one banger male. You got, and let's say you bred all 20 and 15 go. So 15 with the average of, let's say 5 eggs, you got 75 babies, you're going to hit it. The odds are with you now. You're going to hit some visual stuff.
You're going to hit your side.
Yeah.
Your goal,
and everything else that you miss on is 100% het, not 66 or 50% het.
I'm trying to get rid of all the pos stuff. Just a second. I got somebody pulling up. I am. Okay. What? No, just have a meeting on the internet. Thank you for looking out for me. I guess that's the person that works here. I'm not sure.
You're in the right neighborhood.
That's it.
You're looking out for you.
Nice people, Okay, I get all that, and thank you for walking us through all that. So let me ask you then, why are females so much more expensive?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I don't know. But that's just me though. That's my opinion. I'm not telling people, if you ask my opinion, this is what I would do. This is what I would suggest.
But we hear that by females.
You do need females to support, obviously if you can afford to get visual and male and female, then all for you, it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
but if you can't, right? Let's say you only have 10,000 to spend.
That's right.
I'm telling people spend 7,000 on a banger male, and the other 3,000 get all hets.
Yeah, get some het clowns or your het,
the or whatever. Yeah. If you're going puzzle, if you're going DG, if you're going hot, whatever direction you want to go, but at least this male, he can go to multiple people every year. If you spend a bunch of money on one female. And I say this because I'm speaking from experience. The most expensive snake we bought in the first year was a panda pie. My whole thing was, let's buy panda. They're selling for 10 grand. Panda to panda, all pandas, we're rich.
Yeah, you can pay some bills.
Plan, right? 10 grand for a panda female. She was already 1,000 grams.
Oh, wow. Okay.
6,500 for a panda male. I didn't know that the kinks and all this other issues and whatnot. I'm thinking, I'm going to go panda to panda. We're winning, right? I'm thinking, okay, we're 15 grand into this, 17 grand into this investment. She's 1,000 grams. She'll breed next year. Let's say she gives us 4 eggs. We got 4 pandas and they're selling for 10 each. That's 40 grand. We're 15,000 plus. That was my train of thought, right? I said, this is a no-brainer. Well, guess what? That panda girl right now, we're on the 4th year. She has never laid a clutch.
I was going to say, she laid for you or not? Yeah.
When we bought her, she was 1,000 grams. She'll swell up to 4,000 grams and go back down.
Wow.
This girl's huge, man. She got to have 92 eggs in there now.
Yeah.
She has not produced the clutch. So when I say, I'm telling you, the male is more important. We spent half the money for that black pastel male. We've recouped that money twice already.
Yeah.
The female, we're stuck. I can't even sell her right now. I have to get a clutch from her. It's just, I'm sorry. Or she's just going to be a pet.
You're going to end up, you can't sell her. You're going to end up telling stories.
I'm so far upside down. It's crazy. I can't.
You're going to be like Antoine if you do sell her, because you know the next person's going to get 19 pandas out of her.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as I sell her, she's going, look what happened. I didn't even pair. I got all pandas and they're all perfect. What? No kinks. It's unbelievable. What? Murphy's Law. It's crazy.
So do you see this crazy world that we're in, that we're partaking in? Is this total hobby, total business, or somewhere side hustle in the middle?
Yeah, I think, this
for you.
It's definitely a proven concept because you can see people who've done it, right?
They are doing it. That's right.
Yeah. I think what keeps the hobby going is I think it's every breeder's duty to bring 10 new breeders in. That's what's going to keep the pyramid going.
I was going to say, I mean, in some ways,
you got to have fresh blood.
Yeah.
So I advise everybody, get out, do shows, talk to people. I don't care who you are. I'm at a supermarket holding a snake on my neck. What is that? Oh, is that real? Yeah. Oh, check it out. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I breed snakes. What? That's a thing. Yeah. Have a small conversation. Call me when you have a chance.
Right.
Well, I'm constantly trying to promote the industry to get more people in and excited about it. People get excited about everything. And nowadays, everybody wants something different. You got the long hair Frenchie. You got the micro poodle, the saltwater fish, the parrot. Everybody wants that conversation. So when you come over, they want something that nobody else has. Where'd you get an all white snake? What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Snake. Yeah. Let me tell you how to get it. Yeah. I like it, man. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that enthusiasm. And I got to say too, firsthand, I mean, I saw you at Daytona, man. You had time for anybody and everybody. And it wasn't people can really make you feel like there's a pecking order, or, are you somebody or are you nobody, or do you belong here? Or do you belong here, man? And anybody who's watched the show knows I don't believe in that BS, but
I crush all of that. I'm stepping in every party. I don't care, invited or not. What's going on in here? What's happening? Let me see.
and they better not put you on mute either, right?
Right. Exactly. Man, you'd be surprised, man. A lot of people too, I think, are intimidated. Because it's Miguel, because it's Justin, and we set out in the first year, it was our plan to buy one snake from all the top breeders.
Okay.
Right. So we're going to have some kind of rapport. Now I know I can message you. I've spent money with you, so I know I can get a message. I can get a phone call.
Yep.
So, that was just my train of thought.
Yeah, I've been working on everybody always says, Adam, you need to relax and enjoy life a little bit. And it's probably true, but how I get antsy sitting still and how I cope with my stress is being productive and working. And I'm finding it very difficult now because my snakes aren't here. They're an hour and a half away at somebody else's farm. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't have an impending, it's 3 weeks till the next show and all of that sort of thing. So I've really been working on trying to make, I've only been here a day and a half, but I've really been trying to make connections. So I went down to the main exotic shop in town. And like you say, all right, I'm going to buy something. I'm going to show you that I'm supporting, but I also want to introduce myself. I met with, so cool, man. I got to go to Joe and Sheena's facility at JSA. They were kind enough to open their doors to me. I mean, I needed some feeders.
You got to call Mark, man. He's a solid dude. And he's been doing it forever.
I got it on my list right here, man.
Yeah. Call Mark Bailey, man. He's a wealth of knowledge, and you know he's figured it out. He does it full time. So, you know, is it sustainable? Absolutely. I can't tell you how to do it because I haven't done it. So
I think we got another 2 years before we see the ins and outs. I really think, you know, there's something to what's it, the Malcolm Gladwell thing? You know, you got to do something for 10,000 hours before you know it all, kind of thing. Man. And that's 5 years.
That's a fact, man. The 10,000 hour theory, if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, if we all look back at anything we've done for 5 years, we're probably pretty damn good just because we stuck around.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no doubt. The 10,000 hour theory there's some validity in that for sure.
Yeah, and we'll at least, we might not know how to be perfect, but we are going to know what doesn't work. And by then you kind of know what you don't know. When you, at the beginning, you don't even know what you don't know. You didn't know.
Right. Yeah.
No. Cypress and spot nose were allelic. I just found that out yesterday.
Man, come on. And it's funny too. I think back to our first show that we vended, and I was so nervous because it was right at the height of the whole spider thing. Everybody was, you know, out in spiders. And I'm telling D, like, you know, I think we should just leave this whole clutch here.
Oh.
He's like, nah, you know, let's bring them. I was like, well, we're just going to give them away. We could do like a raffle at the end of the day if you're at the show. You get a free snake. Here you go, a spider. And it's funny, we got there to the show and put these spiders on the table, put prices up there. They were the first snakes to sell. Gone.
The people that love
it's a pretty snake and it's cheap. People are like, really? I can get this snake? You only want $100? Give me that.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Spiders are like #1 show snakes for value and prettiness.
I found it's interesting, like, as breeders are in this community, and this, by the way, there's 58 of y'all watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I didn't thank the audience earlier, but I do. That means a lot to me. And thanks for KG for being on here, bringing the people. What we produce in our mind of what we have to produce, or what's going to be the showstopper, or what's going to change the industry. It's funny when you get out into the marketplace and the marketplace proves what it is, and you see things like all of us turning up our noses at plain old albinos, and they're flying, or bananas, and they're flying off the shelves. Right.
That's the thing, man. You gotta have. I think, for me, you gotta have something for everybody.
I agree.
You know, everybody's not gonna want an investment snake. There's a lot of people that think, oh, I'm gonna sell off all my pies, I'm gonna sell off all my normals and heads, I'm only gonna make triple visuals. Good luck.
Well, and mathematically, there's almost not enough money in the world to only produce those. You're always going to have byproduct that doesn't hit because of Mother Nature's genes, or you're only going to produce the same thing over and over, which we know is kind of a losing battle as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you're producing spiders and selling them at shows.
That's true. Did I see? And I'm pretty sure I've seen this. So you have a monsoon visual, is that right?
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 visual monsoons.
And have you sold or taken to market any of the offspring?
No, we bought everything as babies. You know, we couldn't buy a proven breeder monsoon. So now is actually our most expensive snake we ever purchased. He's breeding now, which is a Calico Stranger monsoon male.
Pretty handsome monsoon if you're going to have one.
Yeah. Clown, so we'll see what happens.
Of all the snakes, you didn't test that one?
Yeah, we sent in the shed, and he said the shed was bad. We got to send it in again. So it's in the next batch now. So I'm waiting on that batch to come back.
My favorite quote of yours is, there's no more possets. Test it. If you're going to buy it and you're going to breed it, you better test it. If you're going and your monsoon is posset.
Posset. But that was the thing, right? I didn't really care about the posset clown. Didn't mean anything. Right. I was like, there's no other opportunity for us to get a better snake for the money. Right. You got Stranger, which is a hot gene. Calico's a hot gene. And a visual monsoon. It's like, We can't lose.
Right.
Knock on wood.
He's right. But he's ready this fall or this winter.
Oh, he's locking now. Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Good.
Yeah, he's going now. We got him in October last year. He was 88 grams.
Wow.
He's about 700 and some change now.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's doing his thing. He figured it out. I put him in once. I didn't see a lot. So I waited till he shed it again. Fed him, and then I put him in this week, and lo and behold, opened the drawer. He was locked up, staring at me like, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm sorry, sir."
You start paying rent.
Sorry, sir. Let me close that. Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah,
Here's your privacy back.
Sorry, sir. Yeah.
I got an acid hat clown I've been trying to get locked for a year. He eats like, he's mad. He's huge. He's almost 1,000 grams for a 1-year-old, a 2022 that he was born, and not locked yet. So I finally got him through his first winter. I'm like, this has to be the year. He's got to lock for me.
Yeah, it's crazy because we went heavy in confusion a couple years ago, and we spent a lot of, some big money on some confusion clowns, females, because that was, the whole get the females thing. Yeah.
Right.
Man, them females don't eat.
It's funny. I've heard that about
and they go off. They eat, they go off. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, that male, he probably literally, I know everybody says, "Oh, this is my best eater." Literally, that one is probably my best. Like, I don't open the tub at night because he's gonna jump out.
He's gonna jump out at it. Yeah.
He's gonna get me. But I hear that from a lot of people that they have trouble with them eating. So I guess I was gonna say I got lucky on that one.
Knock on wood. They both of them have turned around. So in the last 3 months, they've been smashing food. So we'll see how long that sustains.
Yeah, Chris says, give him a nice cold winter. Yeah, you don't want to breed in Florida. You need winter. I'm bringing you to Minnesota. That's how we're gonna let him know he's got.
Oh, we'll switch the environment. It's too warm.
That's right.
No problem.
You need a car ride? Let's go. I'm going to take you for a car ride.
I got a long ride.
Man, I right before the show, my wife and I were having dinner with our son, just sitting in the living room at the rental, and she just looked at me. She goes, "We're in Minnesota," and I said, "Yeah, and we're homeless. What are we doing?" It's just
that's a double negative.
Crazy.
Yeah, not only are we in Minnesota, we don't even have a place.
We got more money in the bank than I've ever had in my life because we closed on our one home, and we can't get to the other one.
Can't get in the other one. That's funny.
Yeah, I got 10 days. The countdown's on, man. I cannot wait, man. I can't wait.
Nah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Well, we got a little bit of a quiet moment here. Let me say thanks to the sponsors real quick. We got a little halftime intermission.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to say thanks to REDLINE Shipping. Guys, I really enjoy REDLINE Shipping. I think the service is great. I think the customer interaction is great as far as ease of use. And really what matters the most to us is the service and the delivery, but the prices are fantastic. Also use the promo code PROPER5. You see it on the screen there. It's going to get you $5 off your next shipping label if you haven't used it. Go see Robin and the REDLINE crew at Tinley. You might just see me in the neighborhood. We'll see. So go see REDLINE at Tinley. Also Cold Blooded Cafe. You guys know I love feeding frozen thawed, and it works for me. I'm not saying everybody needs to do that, but if you do want to feed frozen thawed, check out Cold Blooded Cafe. I am a big fan of theirs, and I was a customer before I ever got into business with them. Use the promo code PROPER10. They're going to get you 10% off of your next order. And this is true. I got to say thanks, both Robin and Desiree in our business relationship at one point or another have both told me that those are the two most redeemed promo codes. That's the return that you guys are providing. To
really?
Yeah, that's God's honest truth. I don't know that it's true at this very second.
That's a testament to the people who watch you.
I'm serious. And that's the value that I'm really proud that this community brings. And so when I say these sponsors allow me to keep doing this, they really do. There's value that they pass back on to me. So it makes a difference. Speaking of B and S Reptilia, that's Chris. He's got a little bit of everything. This guy tries to pick up a new species every year to start breeding every year. So ball pythons, boas, localities on boas, colubrids. I learned a new word called coralophus. I don't even know what it means, but B and S Reptilia has it. Go see him. If you're in the Pennsylvania area, you owe yourself a favor. He's also the distributor for the chipper Coco. Go check him out. I'm hugely thankful. Chris was the very first sponsor, I believe. Maybe not the very first, certainly the longest that has been a sustaining sponsor. Keith out of Creative Genetics, another Californian. KG, do you know Keith or not?
Where's he at? Creative Gen? No. I might. I'm terrible with names. If I saw him in person, I probably do. He's
up near Paso. I think he's north of you. I think he's up near
okay.
Paso.
So I probably haven't bumped into him yet.
Maybe Bakersfield too.
Yeah.
But Keith is working with Stranger Gene. Just sold a female Stranger Het VPI. And is working with those genes, also working with clowns, pieds, and some great codoms. So go check out Keith at Creative Genetics. Last but not least, in the bonus territory, our agreement actually ended in August, but I wasn't happy with my last couple shows. So Snakes for the Memories gets a couple extra kicks for supporting me. I appreciate them. Hey, I just saw on their Instagram today that they shipped out a snake from Indiana. They recently relocated as well, and they are moving snakes in this market from Indiana these days. That's Snakes for the Memories. That's Jeremy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they've been great friends. And talk about good, hard work, and humble people. So very, very cool. Thank you to all of the sponsors. And man, these flies in Minnesota are special here. Thank you to the audience too, guys. Otherwise, it's just me and KG yelling at the screen at each other, you know? So appreciate y'all being here. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. So KG, where do we go from here? We talked about it takes 2-3 years to get something going. We got slugs stacked against us. We got males that won't eat. We got the ones that don't know how to lock. How do you plan for anything? How do you hope? How do you see the future,
man? You just got to throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and hope something sticks.
Do you hedge in your mind? Do you feel like you have to hedge your snake operation with anything else? I mean, whether it be merch, whether it be selling rats, hell, selling promos on a Tuesday night show.
Right. Nah, you know what's funny is we still haven't figured it out. You know.
Yeah.
What is the sweet spot? We're just trying everything. I can tell you for sure, breeding your own rats will save you a ton of cash. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it will. I mean, literally, there's times where I'm like, I got to do the show just so I can stay in rats.
Yeah.
I love doing the show, but it's a big part of it.
Man,
yeah.
That's the biggest bill that I think a lot of people don't account for.
How, off the top of your head, ballpark, how many snakes do you have?
With these clutches that just hatched, we're a little over 400.
400. Okay. So
way too many.
So
that whole rack right there needs to go. That's 150 snakes in that rack.
Start calling KG for the wholesale deals, guys.
Exactly. If you need some wholesale snakes, we got those too.
Maybe we got to talk, man. I'll see how the rest of my clutches this year do, you know, but so for me, here's what people don't realize. For me, with 160 snakes and a sponsorship, I'll still spend about $6,000 this year on rats. I mean, that's something I never would have believed. I never thought getting in.
Nobody accounts for that. That's what I tell people all the time when I see them buying snakes on snakes on snakes. I'm like, think about the rat bill.
Yeah. There's some crazy markets out there too. I mean, that was in Jacksonville. I don't know what, you know, that's a whole different scene. Other places.
Last summer there was a shortage out here. That's what really kicked me in the keister. There was a shortage of rats. It was super hot. You know, people lost rats and whatever. And I'll never forget, I was calling a big producer out here. Excuse me. And he wanted $7 per small.
And did he get it?
He didn't get it from me.
Didn't get it from you.
No.
But he was getting
those snakes didn't eat for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's yeah, the rat bill is no joke.
I had never had at the time, a hobby, but really my own. I never had my own business other than music, and I sure don't spend $6,000 a year on. I mean, you got a guitar, you got an amp, you got a microphone. Yeah. You don't. That's it. You're good. You can. You might.
Most hobbies is funny too. When you think of hobbies, the name hobbies, it's usually an initial investment, and then you have fun.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's not the case with this hobby.
No, but it can be done to where it's certainly sustainable,
right?
And pays for itself. And as you've noted a couple times, there are people making a good living at it. And I've always said to myself, if they can do it, I'm gonna I could figure out how to do it.
But that goes with it. Doesn't matter what whatever avenue you choose for work, right?
Yeah.
If you're the best at it, you're gonna make money. Period. You just can't let somebody else outwork you. The bottom line.
I love that mindset, and it's refreshing to hear, because it is like sometimes, again, you just feel like you're just screaming stuff into the void,
right,
and you never know if it connects. And it's so wonderful to hear it back, because you just show up, you just don't quit, and you don't know. And because it's not final, I can't say what it is, but I had one of those moments today. I just looked down.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, you interested in this? Oh, you're damn right. I've been dreaming about it for 3 months. I'm interested in this.
Exactly.
It's not done yet, and I'll tell you what it is hopefully next week. But that just comes from showing up, doing the honest work, because you never know where you're connecting.
Every day, man. If like you said, showing up, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I had that discussion with my 16-year-old son, and I said, son, you know how hard it is to flunk? He's like, what do you mean? I said, listen, if you just show up and paid attention, you're going to get a C. If the teacher knows you in there and you paying attention, that's a C. You can flunk every test. But you showing up, you're interacting, you're raising your hand, participating, she's going to give you at least a C. Just show up, man. If you show up, good things will happen.
Yeah. And if you put, and I'm not saying I got this perfected, but I had, I won't say who, but because I can't say whether they agreed with me or not. But I let people come vend with me. If they want to learn, my door's open. Dale opened his door to me. So come on.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And they said, Adam, you're really particular about your setup. And I said, I got to say this quietly, and nobody believes me, but I say it humbly, but that's thoughtful. Look around the room. It's not that hard to be above average. If you just put a little bit of,
that's a fact.
Is this clean? Does it represent healthy, happy animals? Does it represent a place where people can come be happy? Are you engaged? It's not that hard to be above average. You might not. It's very hard to be the best, but it's not that hard to be above average. Just look around the typical snake show,
Yeah. I'd say 70% of people vending at snake shows are usually like this.
Uh-huh.
And they're always the ones complaining. The show sucked. I didn't make any money. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Weird.
I saw at Daytona of all shows, I saw filthy displays with 5-figure snakes priced in them. What are you thinking? You think I'm gonna pay? I mean, I can't pay 5 figures for a snake anyway. But if I could.
Right.
I ain't buying the dirty snake, man. I'm not buying it out of a dirty display that you didn't have time to wipe down. Like, if you can't get up for Daytona, what do I think you do day to day in your operation?
It's just a testament to, like, you can tell a lot from the breeder, just like you said, from the setup.
Yeah.
You can only imagine, what does a facility look like?
Right. That was I got to get it up again and going. But I always wanted to be able to say to people, I walk the walk. I live stream my facility. There's nothing going on in it.
Right.
19 hours a day, but the other 5 hours you could see I'm working. It's clean. Right. When I say I switch out tubs, I switch. Here's my sink.
Right. Yeah. Hey, the famous sink.
The sink. It's sitting in a farmhouse in a barn right now. Right. I got to get my sink back, man.
Hey, that sink does wonders.
Oh my God. I can't, I don't know how it's done. I don't know how I know that people find a way and we get stuff done that has to get done. I truly don't know on a scale. I say I have about 160. You're up at 400. Right. I don't know how it would get done by hand without the sink, to be honest with you. I mean, that's work, man.
I'm nonstop. So, people always say, man, every time you're on the live, you're working.
I was going to say, most nights I see you cleaning. Yeah. Got to get done. But on the other hand, that's the work that it takes to do it right. Look at you, though, too,
Man, you gotta put it in, man. It's not gonna clean itself, that's for sure. I wish they were like cats, could just cover their stuff up and I can just go in there and just take that little section.
I'll take snakes over cats any day, man. I know that I can't mess with cats, but I don't care for them. Where are you going to be vending next? I know that you talk about vending a lot.
We're trying to vend at Tinley.
Oh, you are? Okay.
That's still in the air right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, that's like asking about that's like asking somebody who their wholesale buyer is. Like nobody will talk to you about, everybody's like, I think I can get into Tinley. You're like, oh yeah, what are you doing?
No, well, you can't get a table. So I know. We've just been asking other people, right. If you can't make it this year, we'll sub your table. Right. Basically. So, we're just trying anything really.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, that's about all that you can do. And there is traction out there for it. And you got enough of a name. I think people would turn to you if that opportunity.
And I don't want to, I don't want people to think that I'm stepping on your toes. You know what I mean? That's the last thing I want to do is set up next to you and I'm the only one selling it. You don't sell shit.
You know what though? You put the work in. There's a difference between feeling entitled to that and then going out and earning it. There's a reason I do this show every Tuesday night for 2 years running. I drag my butt out of bed, no Wi-Fi on a beach in Minnesota. Okay, I'm going to do it. It's getting dark. I don't even know how we're going to finish the show out here. But and you're the same way. You talk about cleaning. You talk about showing up on your show. I see on all kinds of live, Keys Live, all kinds of live. You're doing mine now, So I think that's earned, but
it's you got to promote yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just another name.
Mm-hmm.
And people buy from people they like.
They do.
Bottom line,
And people can mistake that for trust or like and trust people. That can go hand in hand too.
Yeah, for sure.
What will your logistics look like if you vend at Tinley? You going to drive everything out here, or you going to ship it?
No, I'll fly it.
You'll fly it.
Yeah. Overnight it, try to plan it, like drop it off, make sure the flight is an hour after that, get there, be ready to get it. And if not, have a plan in place. I'm pretty close with Pat from Dragon Soul. So I would, he's my backup. Like, hey, if I can't be there, pick up the snakes. And that's what I did with Pat. Pat was coming to the Anaheim show.
Okay.
And I said, since you're coming, just bring some snakes. Like you can put them on the table. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that, man. It's your show. I said, Pat, bring some snakes. Don't worry.
Yeah, get in there. Get out there. Yeah.
He shipped 11 snakes and he sold all 11 on Saturday. He sold 3 snakes before I sold one. I said, hey, Pat, I was just kidding, man. Wrap this shit up. You got to get out of here.
Remember that commission we talked about, Pat? Yeah, just 30%. You're going to put it right here.
Hey, I was joking. You took me serious? Come on, man. What are you doing? But it was cool, he got his feet wet. Like now he's ordered cases, he's ready to vend local shows. Like, you don't know.
Oh, was that the first time that he vended?
First time ever.
Oh,
but that's
cool.
the same like with you, right? They said, hey, come down, check it out. And it's a lot less scary if you're doing it with somebody versus you just show up, put a tablecloth down and say, hey, world, I'm here. I
remember that first time, man. You're just like, I felt like I felt like I was back at the middle school dance, man, and I ain't got any dance moves. Let me tell you. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, okay, how do I get in here? I don't know what I'm doing.
You just holding the wall up. Hey, there might be an earthquake. Right. I'm gonna hold this ball up.
This punch is good, guys. I've checked it a couple times. Right. I'm gonna keep an eye on it for everybody.
That's funny. It's not spiked. Trust me.
No, not yet. That's not till high school.
Exactly.
But you got to get your chops up. You got to get your reps in and be able to get through it, you know? So, okay. So you'll ship it here, and then same with the display. So just go with a real simple.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's funny. We ordered some displays. The company we got our first displays from went out of business. So we found another company that made the exact same case. So we ordered some cases. About 4 or 5 weeks go by, we call him like, hey. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, they must have got lost in shipping. I'll send some more. So they sent more. And lo and behold, they delivered 20 cases within 48 hours. So we're calling the people like, hey, these other cases showed up. Don't worry about it. You can have them.
Really?
So now we have spare cases, you know, thank God, you know, it just worked out for us. So now I can store them at Pat's place. So if we are able to get a table on a regular basis, we'll just leave the cases there and just not have to worry about shipping the snakes. You know, that I know you're going to wonder where this is going. There's a band, music band buddies that I have, and they go to Europe every summer. They say, hey, the festivals are better there. The crowds are better. They turn out. You can be unknown, and people will love you. And I was like, man, how are you going to get all your amps, your guitars? You got to ship that there and back. Right. You got to fly yourself there. I'm like, I get that these may pay well, but they don't pay that well. Like, that's a lot of money. He says it's only a lot of money the first time. He goes, we got a storage unit in Amsterdam. You fly into Amsterdam, you rent a van, and he goes, so we got our Europe set up. It's right there. All we got to do is rent a van. It's a one-time investment, basically. Right. And that's the same model that you're talking. I mean, you got Pat to help you out rather than a storage unit. And we teamed up with David Levine from Natural State Exotics. Okay. Matt Byram Exotics, and Mike from Insane Clown. So we all have one big booth now. Huge banner. We're all vended. We take up a whole block now. Oh, cool. How many tables is that? 6? 8 tables. 8 tables. Okay. Yeah. That's real cool. And so doesn't like Antoine and Best Dressed, don't those guys? So they set up too. I think they have 12 tables. Yeah. It's even bigger. Yeah. And so they all went in on one. Did you go in on one co-branded banner with your logo there? We all went in one huge banner. I mean, this banner's humongous. Yeah. Man, I figured out how to hack this thing. I just had to brighten my screen. Now it's blinding me, but it doesn't look it, but it's nearly pitch black out here, man. But I just cranked up the screen. I realized, that's going to work. That's cool. And I got to get down and meet Troy at Best Dressed. Speaking of meeting people locally. Another solid dude, man. Troy's a solid guy, man. He's one of it was Troy. Our first show we've ever been to was Troy took us under the wing, and Josh from Python Shed. Okay, yeah. Those two took us under the wing, gave us pointers. If you need anything, come to my booth. We're scrambling. We didn't bring tape. I didn't bring this. We didn't have that. Need paper towels. Don't worry about it. And ever since then, they've just been, solid guys. Oh, cool. Luke has watched the show for a long time. And his name always sticks out to me because I worked at summer camp, and one of the kids that was in my cabin, his name was Luke Friedel, and I'm quite sure it's not the same Luke Friedel, but I didn't know that, Luke. We got to cross paths. I'll be in Davenport September 24th, man. Come out, man. I want to meet you, man. So I gotta, it's really almost overwhelming to start over in a new area, but then again, like this world and this industry isn't that big, and like we always talk about, you always hear like the 6 degrees of separation, and reptiles, it's 2 degrees. Everybody knows everybody within 2 degrees of separation, man. Minimum. Which to anybody starting out is why you can't screw around. You can't do it. You get underhanded, you do something wrong, you're out, man. Yeah, you don't want to get blacklisted for sure. No, you can't. You ain't gonna come back. It's ruthless, man. Yeah. Luke says Davenport's 3 hours away. I'll be in Des Moines November 5th, I think, is the Des Moines show. But we'll cross paths, Luke. I hope. Come out to Tinley or wherever it might be. All right, audience. What topics you got for KG? KG, what you got for me or for the audience, man? I just want to, say I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. It's flattering. I appreciate it. A lot of times I'm on lives and people, say, "Hey, what's up, KG? What's up?" If I don't get to you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. That's not it. Trust me, I appreciate everything. So if I don't say what's up, I'm telling you now in advance, what's up. I appreciate it. And you can DM me anytime. I'm an open book, man. Don't feel like, I can't talk to you. That's bullshit. Call me.
That's the best thing about, I mean, it's the best thing about people and to do the things that way. But this industry, I mean, there's actually, I will say there's a lot of people that have blown me off, but there's way more people that have supported me, that have said, yeah, come down and film.
There's dicks everywhere.
Yeah.
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 But for the most part, yeah, everybody's solid, man.
Yep. I got a car coming up behind me. That's why the light changed there. And I can also attest to when you're running a show or doing the live, trying to keep up with the comments, trying to stay engaged with the guests and stay on topic. It's hard. And that's really why I don't go through all the shout outs, and I don't do as much of the comments. I do read most of them. I don't post all of them up because I really try and stay engaged with the guests rather than what's going on around. But it's cool to see because a lot of times 2-3 different conversations will be going on.
And that was another thing about the Daytona trip. I'm just reading what Greg put in there. We had to leave early. California's never had a hurricane, and we're getting alerts on our phone. Hey, there's a hurricane coming. I'm like, what? It's supposed to hit Sunday. So if we stuck around Sunday, then we would have had to stay there. They canceled all the flights, so we had to change the flights. We couldn't get the money back on the room, hotel, the rental car. We got through. I didn't know that. Yeah, we rushed back to California, and it was just some regular rain. It wasn't flooding.
Right.
But it was better to be safe than sorry. I mean, we got 14 clutches in the incubator. They're talking about power outages and stuff. I was like, oh no, we're leaving.
You gotta go, man. And I made it from Jacksonville, Florida to Minneapolis, Minnesota in 29 hours solo. Now I did stop. I didn't drive straight, but I only slept for about an hour or two at a time because when I left, that hurricane they were saying was going to be a tropical storm or a category 1. And by the time I stopped to try and go to bed that night and I turned on my phone, they said, hey, it's going to hit in the morning at a category 4. Now in Florida, it's not really a party until it's a cat 3, but a cat 4, cat 4 will cover the whole state, man. It doesn't matter where that hits. If you're in Florida, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And we hadn't sold the house yet. We left 2 days early. So we left 2 days before the closing actually took place. So I still owned the home when that hurricane was coming down. And I called my wife the next morning because she and my son were traveling separate. And I said, babe, I'm in Wisconsin. I'm about to pull into Minnesota. She goes, did you not sleep? I said, no, this hurricane kept me up all night. All I could do was just keep driving. Was I going to just sit there and dream about? I was like, I had to do something, man. So I get it, man. That is yeah. So do you have a generator or a battery backup or anything?
Yeah, we have generators. I was just looking at Beast's comment. Yeah. This area, that's what I'm saying. The weather pattern is definitely changing, right? Because a lot of stuff out of the norm. I've lived here my whole life. I'm 54 years old. Yep. And man, the average rain totals annually here, January to December, is between 8 to 10 inches total. Mm-hmm. In the first 3 months of this year, we were already at 30 inches.
Geez, 30. I didn't know that much.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like unheard of. It's crazy. It even rained here on Saturdays. Never rained in August or September.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been here my whole life.
I was going to say, I mean, that's why there's Hollywood. It's a paradise. It doesn't rain. It's just beautiful, right?
It never rains. There's never power outages. So we never thought that, we're going to need a generator, to power the house. I have a regular portable generator. Well, it's not portable. That thing is heavy. I mean, it can power the whole house. But I got to be here to start it. Yeah. So it was never an issue like maybe I should get a propane generator. Maybe now, with the way the last year's been going, I might have to.
it's changing in our lifetimes in front of our eyes, man. Yeah. I mean, that played into why I left Florida. I mean, ultimately it was a better fit for our family and some economics were better up here in Minnesota than Florida, but there's only so many hurricanes I want to stare down in a state where I'm having trouble getting homeowners insurance because they're no, the insurance companies are no dummies.
That's what it is out here. Same thing. You can't get earthquake insurance and you can't get fire insurance.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah, you're on your own. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Then I guess I'm going to go check out this place in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So, well, it is now literally dark out here, and
yeah, that's crazy.
I hardly see anything,
and it still looks a little light. That's funny.
It's out there, but it's it's.
No,
it's really
I can tell the screen is brightening it up, and the camera's making it a little brighter.
Yeah, I'm trying to that's as bright as it goes, and I'm still now it just looks like I'm on a poster or something behind me there, but. KG, I'm going to wrap it up, man. I wish I wanted to go longer when I got the studio set up. Let's do it. Let's catch up in Tinley again. It'll be so good to see you. I appreciate the time tonight. So Tinley, where else can people see you? Where will they be able to see you back home?
The next show will be Pomona, January.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the next show we'll be vending. And then, I try to get to all the shows. I'm probably not gonna make Arlington. It's still in the air, but I'll definitely be at Tinley. So if you see me out there, slap me in the back of the head.
You're good. I was gonna say you're a recognizable presence, both from you, but you are. How tall are you? 6'6"?
6'6". Yeah.
6'6". Yeah. I'm not. I'm.
I'm probably gonna have my young son vend one of these shows with me. He's 7 feet, so
really,
yeah, he can dwarf me.
Me too. All right, guys, go check out KG on Instagram for sure. Check out his live shows on Wednesday nights with Jaffe. And excuse me, I don't know if I inhaled a fly or what just happened. My voice is
right. Yeah.
I will see you all soon. We'll do this same place, same time. I got one more week here at the lake, and then I'll finally get into the new home. So I'll see you all next week, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 in the West, and 7 p.m. here in Minnesota. KG, thanks so much.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you, Adam, and everybody else, man.
It's been a real pleasure. I thank you so much, man. I'll see you soon. Audience, I'll see you guys soon as well. See y'all. Right.